Hello guys, and welcome to the video. Today we are going to be talking about my collection plans for September, the next upcoming month, and what you will see kind of on the channel. And then we're also going to talk about the Grail watches that I have. If you're not familiar with the term, Grail watch is kind of the pinnacle, the watches that you're really looking to get in the long term. So I do have my computer here with me, and we will be looking at the watches that I will be acquiring pretty soon, and then as we move along we'll get further and further into the long term. So that way we can kind of be on the same page. And by no means are any of these plans concrete. I will be looking on used watch forums for deals on any or all of these pieces, and I will keep an open mind. So if you have suggestions about watches that I should acquire in the short term, watches that you want to see reviews on, watches that you want to see more content on, leave your suggestions in the comment section down below. So one quick announcement, this is actually the last time you're going to see the beautiful couch and the beautiful plants behind my beautiful face and this wonderful $20 table. I am going to be switching locations. I've actually decided to sell my house and acquire all of the watches I've ever wanted. It's a dream come true for me. No, but in all seriousness, this is going to be the last time that you will see me in this location. I will be moving back to Boston, Massachusetts and setting up my studio there. So hopefully in the next video, the video after this, we will have better lighting, a more permanent spot, and maybe even some better audio. So definitely look ahead to that and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the new good features. So this is a really long video introduction. I don't want to waste any more of your time. So let's hop right on into the action. I have my computer here with me so we can see some pictures. So let's start off. These are kind of ordered from the lower price category up to the higher price category. I'm not going to be purchasing very expensive watches in the short term because I want to buy watches and review them for you guys. So let us look right now to the first purchase that I'm going to make. This is the Seiko SMZH57, and you can see it here on a nice third-party strap. The stitching here kind of matches the bezel. And this is a watch that I actually saw first on Instagram. If you want to follow me, there will be links in the description down below. I post new watch photos somewhat regularly. But it is a watch that I first saw on Instagram, and I pretty much immediately fell in love with it. It was on kind of like this strap here. It was kind of like a sailing cloth type thing stitched with yellow to match the yellow goldish tone of the bezel and the indices. And it is a watch that looks a lot like the Blancpain 55 fathoms or 50 fathoms. Yikes, I think it's 50 fathoms. But it is also a really inexpensive and affordable Seiko. I think this watch is only about $150. It doesn't have the 6R15C movement that I am accustomed to with my SARB pieces, but I don't know, I really want to try out another diver. I have my Christopher Ward diver, and I'm not going to get rid of that anytime soon. But I want to experience other divers. I want to see how they compare. And I also haven't experienced any other Seiko watches besides those SARB watches, which were both dress watches. So I'm really excited to see what the other offerings from Seiko are. Continuing in that theme of seeing what else Seiko offers, I'm going to be looking at the Seiko SKX009. This is the blue dial and the blue and red bezel version. I'm probably going to get it on a metal strap and a rubber bracelet. I actually saw a deal on one of these on Watch You Seek, which is a used watch forum. Well, it's not just for used watches, but it is a watch forum, and they have a used watch section. I think it was like $200 for one of these on a metal bracelet with an additional rubber strap, which is a crazy, crazy deal. These are about $250 off of the gray market, which is probably where I'm going to end up buying it. But I don't know, this watch, initially I really didn't like the design, but it kind of grew on me, and I feel like I have to try it out to kind of experience the iconic look of this piece. I may get it, I might try it on, and I may hate it, but I don't know, it's one of those things where I feel like I have to try it on before making a final decision. Alright, so if you have been watching our Watch Talk Wednesday series, I believe about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago by the time this video airs, you saw me talk about the Orient Mako USA 2, and we can see a picture of it right here. This is a really, really interesting piece from Orient, and I think it will directly compete with the Seikos as it gets more popular. But this Orient Mako 2, what they did with this watch was they actually listened to the watch community and reflected on what the problems were with the original Orient Mako, and they fixed all of them with this watch. So the original Orient Mako had a additional crown, or pusher, excuse me, at the 2 o'clock position that would change the date, and the actual movement wouldn't hack or hand wind. So Orient went back to the drawing board, and they basically got together with their engineers and made the movement hacking, hand winding, and they got rid of the pusher. So that is pretty amazing. Personally, I think it looks good in white, as you can see here, but if we go over to the other picture, you can see it comes in black, blue, and blue as well. So another thing that I really like about this watch is you can see the hour marker triangle here with the little triangle on the inside. I just really like the design of those hands, especially the triangle on the second hand. I don't know what it is about it, it just looks really, really cool. Right now, these are going for about $375 on Orient's website. They're not currently offered by gray market dealers, so I probably will wait a while. I don't think I'm going to get this next month. I think it'll probably be in the few months to come. All right, so let's move on. We have the Hamilton Khaki Navy Pioneer. This is a watch that, again, if you watch my 10, I think it's called the 10 Affordable Alternatives to High-End Luxury Timepieces. This is a watch that actually looks like a much more expensive watch, but that being said, I think it still has its own amount of character and its own kind of design features that I really, really like. Personally, the watch has grown on me. I went to a watch store to try it out, and I wasn't really impressed. But since then, I have learned to love this piece. The blue hands you can see here, nice picture from Worn and Wound. We have the blue hands. This piece is, I think, around the $700 mark from gray market dealers. Again, if I can find it used on the used watch forums, I will. Also, if you want to see a video on how to buy used, leave a comment in the comment section down below. I think I will be making one very shortly, but I want to know what you guys feel about that topic as a video topic. So yeah, I do really, really like this piece. I actually suggested it to a friend who was looking for a new Hamilton, but I really love my Hamilton, and I want to know if the quality is consistent upon multiple pieces, because if it is, I'm probably going to be reviewing a lot more Hamiltons on this channel. All right, the last watch in our kind of look at the watches in the next few months is actually a Steinhardt piece. It is the first piece that Steinhardt actually designed and isn't just a homage watch. So this is the Steinhardt Ocean Titanium 500 Premium. This is actually made out of titanium instead of stainless steel, which I think is pretty cool. It gives it kind of a gray color. And one thing that I really love about this watch is the use of blue on the second hand and on the dial. And also, I really love the hand styling of this piece. Now, I haven't seen it in person, so I am kind of looking to see if I can buy this used. So if I do purchase it, I'm not taking a huge risk on it. So those are the watches that I'm kind of looking at in the shorter term. And when I say shorter term, you know, kind of before January 1st of next year. Now, the other watches that I have are thinking longer term, maybe a year from now. Some of these are much further down the line, unless I did actually sell this house. Then I might be able to afford them. So the first watch in kind of my Grail watch category is the Omega Speedmaster. This is a 38mm piece. I'm actually not certain what the reference number is on this one. I just know how to find it on used watch sites based on how I search for it. But it actually is the 38mm version. It's automatic. This was manufactured around the time that I was born. And as you can see on the pictures here, it has a gold and a white dial. So I think the gold and the white really accent each other well. I actually found one of these pieces a few months ago for about $1,500 because it is the 38mm instead of the larger 41 or 42 that the Speedmaster comes in. It is much cheaper. It's about half the price. So I do want it in 38mm, not just because of the price, but because I think 38 would work better on my smaller wrists. I did find this a few months ago for about $1,500, but now I can only find it for about $2,000, $2,200. It does originally come on a stainless steel band with gold accents. I don't know if you can see, this isn't the watch, but if you look at the band here, see how the polished stainless steel has two little stripes that go through. On the gold version with the original bracelet, it has gold in this little center areas there. So I don't know, I think that is a really good touch. You can find them like even cheaper if you don't want the metal bracelet, but I do. Obviously, I forgot to mention that this is going to fill the chronograph spot in my collection in the long term. That doesn't mean that I won't mess around with other chronographs, and I might even find other chronographs that I love that replace this, but for right now, this is kind of like high in the sky dreams of what I want. Obviously, as I get more knowledgeable about watches, my taste will change. The first time that I saw this next piece, I completely hated it. So as I grew and learned more about watches, the piece definitely grew on me. This, of course, is the Tudor Black Bay Red. And if you look on my screen, damn, that is a pretty amazing watch. Some people say they don't like the kind of the gold matching the gold on here. They would have preferred it to be silver, but I think it actually adds a little bit of extra contrast to the dial. One thing that I really love about this piece, you can't really see the, I guess I don't know if it's called knurling or the etching around the bezel. It matches the etching on the crown, and then of course the red on the bezel matches the red on the inner part of the crown. And I don't know, I think It doesn't have the date window, but I think the date window actually would have cluttered it. So I think it's such an elegant design, and I think the piece is just so amazing. I think it's classic, and I think as we move further in time, this will be one of those really sought after vintage pieces. This watch is between $2,400 and $2,200 used, depending on what condition you get it in. As you can tell, I've looked a lot into purchasing this watch. I've contemplated it multiple times over the past little while, but again, I think it's going to have to wait until a year or two down the line. Let us talk next about even longer term, 5 years down the line, maybe a little bit earlier, we'll see. But we have the JaegerLeCoultre Master Control date, and this is a watch again that I've went into the store and I tried on. Pictures do not do this piece justice. This is going to be the dress watch of my collection. Oh, it's just so refined and it's so elegant. I really don't know what else to say about this piece. It's understated, it's not in your face, and no one is really going to recognize that, you know, it's a really great piece, except for you. And I think here we have a picture of the movement. Yeah, this is just a wonderful picture of the movement right here. Amazing, amazing little piece. And when I say little piece, I think it is actually pretty little. I did not do my research before this video, so shame on me. You can rage in the comment section down below, but I think it's between 36 and 38 millimeters. Around there. If you look it up on Google, you can find it. So it is much smaller. It is very conservatively designed, so I think it will age well, and I think it works amazingly as a dress watch. It's also extremely thin. That's something that I didn't really understand until I went into the store and tried it on. It was so thin, it was so light. I don't know, I just love this piece. So let us move on to the diver of my collection, and if you've been paying attention in my past videos, you can probably guess what this is. This is the Rolex of my collection, and you might say, well, why would you have the Tudor and the Rolex? And I think my answer to that would be the Tudor is more of a daily wear, right? I think the Omega is kind of, you know, the lower end watches are candidates for daily wear. The Omega, I think, is more dressy, maybe more for special occasions, whereas the Tudor, I think I would be okay wearing it every single day. The Rolex, maybe a little classier, but it is completely different for me. I think the Rolex is more conservative and more dressy, whereas I think the Tudor is more playful. You know, you're taking your family to the park, or, you know, I don't know what you do with your watches, again, but I think the Rolex is a little bit more classy and a little bit more elegant. So I wouldn't necessarily wear it every day, but I say that now. Again, as time goes on and my tastes change, my opinion on this may completely change, but for right now, the Rolex Sub, no date, 4-line, has a place in my collection as a more classy diver. All right, guys, the next watch in my Grail watch category is a watch that I will probably have to sell my car to get because it costs as much as a car. This is by far the most expensive watch on this list, and because it is the most expensive, I actually kind of doubt that I would ever be okay spending this amount of money on a watch. But this is $22,000. This is the Audemars Piguet, or yeah, just, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it. Just tell me how it's pronounced in the comment section below, okay? This is the Royal Oak blue faced. This is the blue face non-uniform dial of my collection. It's just such an iconic piece. You can see it everywhere in the media. You know, movie stars wear it. You know, they're everywhere. I don't know if there is a single watch collector that doesn't know about AP. You know, AP is in rap songs. That's probably not a big selling point, but it's just such an iconic piece to me, and it's something that I personally want. So I think that pretty much wraps up the collection, the kind of collection plans, and then the Grail watch discussion. I hope you guys liked it, and please let me know where you are in your watch journey. Maybe, you know, what's the watch that you're hoping to get in a year? What's your latest edition? And then maybe let me know one of your Grail watches. I would really, really love to hear about it. If you have any suggestions about watches that I should get in the very, very short term, again, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. My name is Josh. I'll see you later.